What's up? Back with Vlogmas Part 2. That's right, I'm back. And yeah, from the title of the video, you see basically I am talking about evolving yourself as a person. I just want one main thing I want to say here before I get knock stuff over in the car. Don't be afraid to evolve yourself as a person, to be a better person than you were. You know, always keep evolving, always keep, you know, trying to become a better person, because I've discovered over the past few years that it is an ongoing process, and I think the process just keeps going. I don't think it's necessarily a end goal per se, because I'm still constantly changing, still trying to improve myself, trying to improve myself as a person, trying to become a better person, so to speak. And that's not some like religious thing or whatever. That has nothing to do with it at all. It's just I see a lot of dudes. I mean, I see, you know, women, AFAB people, you know, they're similar, but mostly dudes. You know, they are sticklers for being set in their ways. You know, especially if they're a certain age, like me and my age range. They're like, well, you know, I'm such an age, so, you know, I'm pretty set in my ways. I'm not going to start changing now. And that is a really shit attitude, honestly. I don't care how old you are. There's always room for improvement, because things change, people change, things aren't all the same as they were in, like, say 1978 or 1988 or 1998 or even 2008. You know, things change. You kind of have to go with the flow a little bit. You know, it's like when you're like somebody, like you're a dude that's like 52 years old and you've pretty much been a man child all your life, and then you're and the fact is you're proud of being a man child. You know, there's dudes out there just like pretty much like, you know, they get married to have their wives pick up where their moms left off, so to speak. You know, and these people never grow as a person. And it's like, next thing you know, you're 52 years old. Your wife is gone. You think that would kind of like straighten you out, going, hey, well, okay, time for me to get my shit together. And you actually revert even worse. You know, that's an example, yes. That is a certain person in mind. I will not name names. Some people know who I'm talking about, some don't. But we'll just leave it at that. But you know, everyone knows somebody like that, you know. You know, you can't keep being the person you were when you were 18, 19 years old, or even in your 20s. Because that doesn't always apply. I mean, I'll be real with y'all. My past self, I don't like very much at all. I mean, I had potential, and I wish I had the foresight where I could have been working on that back then. Because I did a lot of shit and put up with a lot of shit and went along with a lot of shit that I really had no business doing that, you know. You know, a lot of the shit positions I've been in the past, you know, was because of, you know, the person I was and the poor decisions I made at the time, you know. You know, and yeah, I said hang out with certain crowds help with that, you know. You know, when you're 18, 19, and 20 and you're just moving to Los Angeles, you fall in with certain crowds, so certain attitudes are kind of adopted in order to fit in. I mean, granted, there's a lot of things like when people like hanging out with people making certain jokes and everything at that time. Even then, a lot of stuff like that I didn't find funny and everything, you know, but kind of went along with it because I wanted to keep my friends, you know. And that was another thing. I was kind of a pick-me too, you know. Oh, don't want to offend my friends, especially because, like, you know, at the time I was proud of myself, like, well, I hang out with everybody. It doesn't matter what, you know. You can't always do that, but at the time, you know. So I was hanging out with these white dudes, and white dudes in the 90s, 80s and 90s, you know, tend to be a little bit more. It was back when casual racism was more okay. I mean, people still kind of try to make it okay now when it's not. But back then, it's like casual racism was just like a family-friendly thing, you know. You know, casual racism, homophobia, and transphobia, that was okay back then, you know. You know, you could call somebody a nigger or a fag or whatever, and it's fine, you know. Like, oh, they need to take a joke. Ah, you know, we know better now. I know better now. And even then, I knew that wasn't right because I was conflicted. I was trying to fit in with people, but in the same breath, here I was a young queer kid, but the people I was hanging around with were either not queer or we will say closeted, because a lot of times people that are closeted, well, not closeted so to speak, but like they have those feelings, but they bury them under, like, it's like a toxic masculinity thing, you know, because they're like, okay, well, I don't want people thinking I'm a fag, so I'm going to do everything I can, you know, to not be. And that can turn into a dangerous situation sometimes with some people. It's not like a matter of, well, I can't come out to my family, you know, everything. It was like, all that's understandable. You know, some people can't come out for legitimate reasons. But I believe some people go about it the wrong way, by becoming the oppressor, basically. So yeah, it's just like being a brown queer kid hanging around these white straight dudes. Are like, you know, I even dated people, you know. I still remember there was this one girl I was trying to date that I hung out with. I still remember. I'll even say her name. I don't care. I don't even know if she's still alive or not. Lynn Labor. You know, I met her. This was like mid '90s. Me and my ex-wife had split up. The fuck was that? Not sure if that was a firecracker or a gunshot. Somebody shooting off guns in the Walmart. You know, it's, you know, trying to get that last minute gift. They're like, no, mine, bang. No. Anyway, sorry. But anyway, this girl, I had a crush on. She was, you know, that used to work at this place I worked at while I was passing out flyers. I thought she was really cute, you know, and everything, and we talked a lot. I bought her lunch a couple times, and I'm like, all right, cool, you know. Turns out she had some problems. She had some mental issues she was dealing with, along with substance abuse problems. But me being the young, horny kid I was, you know, I was still put up with a lot. You know, I still remember, you know, talk one time and she's like hanging out with a couple people. She's always like, God, I fucking hate niggers. And then she looked at me like, not you though, you're cool. And the fucked up part is, back then, she's not the only one that did and said that to me. I actually ran into a lot of people in Hollywood at the time. A lot of people, actually. A lot of white people that were like, you know, well, you're one of the cool ones. You're one of the good ones, you know. You know, there was even this fucking skinhead that used to hang out with me. He's like, you're cool though. I like you. You're cool. It's like basically because, you know, I was a brown guy that wasn't acting how their mind perceived how black and brown people were supposed to act. So automatically that makes me one of the good ones. And people still have that attitude today. They still have that fucking mentality today, and it's a sick mentality. Let me tell you, it is very sick. And I put up with so much fucking shit. I just wanted friends. I wanted to be liked, you know. And this carried on, actually, because over the years I've known a lot of people like that, you know. You know, they would say like casual racist things, or they would say some fucking homophobic things. I hung out with a lot of people like that. They were like, you know, they all in the casual racism, about the homophobia, transphobia. Oh my fucking god. Back then it was, fuck. At least now, I mean, trans people have more of a voice now. But back then, things were different and much more awful to people, you know. And these were people I hung out with that just, you know, if I hung out with people more of the peer group that I eventually would be a part of, like, you know, I hung out, you know, with more people of color, more queer people of color, more, you know, stuff like that. Maybe I would have came to where I'm at sooner. But yeah, I was hanging out with these people. And I was queer, but I didn't want to come out to these people because they were already homophobic. They were like, these fucking fags. And it's like, they already joked about me. It's like, hey, you a pipe smoker? You know, there was already jokes, but it's like, I think in a sense, I mean, you could tell I was. You know, I had a friend I came out to, and he more so made that more of a joke than anything, so, but yeah. But anyway, but yeah, I don't like myself because I hung around and I had some of that influence, and I was closeting myself at the time. I was accepting certain behaviors from people that I don't anymore, and that carried over for a few years, honestly. You know, I think, and a lot of that was living in Los Angeles, really. A lot of that was me trying to keep up with the image that I thought I had that I really didn't have. If that even makes sense. You know, I was trying to be something. I thought I was trying to be myself. I don't know. Like I said, living in Los Angeles does something to you sometimes, depending, you know, and it's not always like a positive thing. I mean, it works out for some people, you know. Some people not so much. I was one of those people where it was not so much. And I don't know, relationships. There was one relationship I was in that was so bad, it made me even more awful. I was becoming an asshole. And if I stayed in that relationship any longer, I think I really would have been a next level asshole. You know, I've never been one for, you know, abuse of any kind. You know, but even back then, at my cringy wannabe edgelord period of time, I was not down with any type of abuse at all. You know, toward AFAB people. You know, but this one relationship I was in, it was getting me to the point where if I stayed in that relationship, I could have been one of those fucking people. I didn't. You know, I didn't. I kind of just, things broke off, and I realized, was like, what the fuck? Oh my god. I realized what it was turning into, and it was just, and what possibilities I could have been if I had stayed in that. And it's like, I could have became a person that I wasn't then, and I hate, and I am not now, and I never will be. But I still think about that, and it's like, my god, that just, the person I was with brought some weird shit out of me, and it's like, it was frightening. I mean, this person, she was pretty fucking awful. She was very abusive in her own right, which brought other things. And she was somebody I should not have been in a relationship with. You know, I mean, honestly, I'll be real with you. Hopefully she's doing okay. She's did something with her life and everything. But she was pretty awful, and apparently a lot of this, I mean, I don't usually talk about people like this. I try not to, like when they're exes, but in her case, apparently I wasn't the only one that she did this with, and so it's like, because I questioned if it was me or not, and apparently it wasn't all me. Because, you know, other relationships, she did pretty much the same exact thing she did in a relationship with me. So, oh boy. But, yeah. But yeah, that's, like I said, that's not a person I intended that I wanted to be, or I will be, or I was. You know, I've been an asshole, and no, it's not okay. You know, I've done and said some shit that was pretty fucked up, you know, and it took some time to realize it. I mean, I'll be honest with you, this relationship I'm currently in right now, that I've been in for like about 15 years now, I realize that's just changed me. Well, I don't want to say changed. Well, yeah, it changed me. But it's helped me, like, to progress, made me want to progress and grow, you know? It didn't start out that way, obviously. 'Cause I was still trying to be that fucking edgelord rocker guy, trying to be accepted by the peers of the time he was with and everything, and it was totally wrong. And it's why I was, like I said, I was in some shit living in California, and that led to it, you know. Eventually, you know, slowly started realizing, it's like, cause I'm so, you know, when I acted a certain way, it, you know, it would hurt my spouse, you know, and then it started clicking. It's like, oh, fuck. So, you know, acting this way or whatever is causing problems, you know. So, I mean, it took a minute to learn from mistakes. And the relationship got rocky at times because of it. But, I mean, really, this relationship just kind of helped me try to strive to bring the best I can out of myself, you know. So I'm proud of the fact that I'm evolving to the point where I am right now. I'm not so proud of the fact that it took me this long to do it. I wish this is something I could have did 20 years ago. But also better late than never, I guess, because there's people older than me that have never done that and never will do that. And oh shit. I just want to keep striving to be a better person, because when I'm a better person, then I feel like it helps me with everything in other aspects of life, honestly. I'm not as miserable as I was. I am miserable because, you know, mental illness, depression, all that other good shit. But it's not like it was. If that makes sense. I think it's because a lot of it I brought on myself. And then once I started making conscious efforts to change things about myself and my life, getting out of LA was definitely a very huge key point. Because I think some people, it's just, California is made for some people, and it's not made for other people. California was good enough for me to learn some lessons from, and I gained a lot of fucking experiences living there, but it's not a place that was made for me. You know, I mean, here I am now in Indianapolis, and while it has moments and certain things that annoy me about it, in a lot of ways, this feels more like home. And since being here, also, once again, working on myself, trying to evolve. Which, you know, this is a long rant to get back to the point of just, it's never too late. You know, don't get on that fucking kick of, oh well, you know, I'm too old to change. I'm just set in my ways. You know, I'm just gonna be like this. No, that's bullshit. You don't have to do that. You don't have to be set in your ways. You don't have to just, you know, be an asshole because you think that's all you can be. You know, just stop being a fucking asshole. Just work on, maybe try not to be, you know? Maybe just, you know, accept that things around you change. And so, yeah, certain things, like maybe the language you speak, like certain things you say, you know, you just have to understand, accept that that's not acceptable anymore, you know? So you have to fucking just accept that you can't say certain things, or certain things aren't as okay as they were, say, like I said, like fucking 10, 15, 20 years ago, sometimes even 5 years ago, because things change, you know, and you have to be willing to accept that, you know. You have to be willing to change. You have to be willing to change yourself for the better, so to speak. Doesn't mean you have to compromise yourself and not be like, it's like, you know, like it doesn't mean you're selling out, is what I'm saying. Being a better person, maybe a bit of a kinder person, but a person that sets boundaries. That doesn't make you sell out, that doesn't make you an awful person, you know. Boundaries are healthy. Improving yourself is healthy. So yeah. Anyway, thanks for watching. This is mostly just a video just of me ranting about stuff, and just I'm gonna have to edit some stuff because I just kind of rambled. And I'm not sure if this video made sense, and if it does, you know, let's talk in the comments below. Let's talk about it. Let's have an open conversation about this. I would like to. Be this on YouTube or on Facebook. I want to have a conversation about this and get your thoughts on this matter. Anyway, thanks for watching. Gonna still try to get a couple more videos out before the end of the year. So, see you guys later.